So I was asked the question why I still teach Reiki after 25 years. It's a long time. Maybe I get bored of teaching the same thing or it gets repetitive. So it's a great subject because I can explain a little bit about how fulfilling it is to teach Reiki. And also we can talk about if you're interested in the future in teaching Reiki yourself, what's involved and how difficult is it? How easy is it? And what's required? I have been teaching for a very, very long time. I have taught thousands of students in a lot of different countries. I now teach online, and I was teaching first in the Netherlands, and then I got the opportunity to teach in Belgium. And then I also moved to the UK and I set up my practice there again, teaching. And I was able to teach in places like Glastonbury and Avebury. And as I make this video for you now, I'm actually in Tuscany, in Italy. So I would have taught the Reiki 1 course and the Reiki 2 course and the Reiki Master course hundreds and hundreds of times. So you might think it's a bit repetitive. It's going to be the same things. And yeah, of course, there's a lot of the same things that get taught. But the cool thing about teaching Reiki and probably teaching anything really spiritual is that it's different every time. So that when you have a group of people that come to you and they're asking questions and they really want to know how things work, you get a space that's created, which is really a kind of conscious field. And the space allows you to go very, very deep. It allows the people that come to the course to go deeper than they normally would on their own. So what that means is that even though some of the questions will be the same and some of the material will be the same, the experience is always new. It's always fresh. And that's a beautiful thing. It's inspiring. I mean, my experience of it is that it gives very deep meaning and purpose. And I don't just rattle off the stuff that I've been teaching. Every time somebody asks me something, it's a new moment. So I'm connecting with that person. I'm connecting with the group. And my focus is from my heart to the space between us. And then I can respond to that person what they actually need. And then my answer is going to differ slightly, although a lot of the core information, of course, will be the same. But then it's directed to that person. So, when you are, and you must have experienced this in many different ways, when you allow yourself to be in a very creative space, to not already know something, right? To not be in the position of the knower, which is the ego, which is the one that wants to tell you how it is, the opinions and things like that. Those times that you've been in a creative space where you allow yourself to really tune in, then something new can come. And that is energizing, it's fulfilling, and it gives meaning and purpose. So my experience of teaching a Reiki course is that it is completely fulfilling. So I never have the feeling like I want to be somewhere else. So whether I'm teaching live courses or whether I'm with groups online, same thing. It's the same experience online. It's deeply, deeply fulfilling. So I don't have the feeling like, what time is this going to be over? I'm like completely in it and just in the moment. So very fulfilling, very interesting, and very, very different each time. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret as well. What I've done with Reiki, because I've been teaching Reiki for 25 years, is to really look into what is it? What really is it? The stuff that I was taught was kind of summary. It was sort of simplistic, and it was the same stuff that was sort of going around in the community. Everyone was teaching the same stuff. So I really spent many, many years looking into, as deeply as I could, what Reiki was. But I was also looking into, what is consciousness, what is self. So I was with an enlightenment teacher for many, many years. So it helped me understand energy work. It helped me understand the nature of consciousness. So what I was able to do was to build a bigger framework for understanding Reiki. So the secret is it allows me, now that I've enlarged the context and the framework and the perspective of what Reiki is, it allows me to talk about really everything within the spiritual domain and in the domain of consciousness, in the domain of personal growth, spiritual growth, sovereignty. So when you make the context big enough, firstly, what it does is to really help you understand what Reiki is instead of just all the basic stuff that you're going to find on the internet. It helps you understand from within. So it helps you unlock knowledge that's already within you. And it allows us to really talk about the whole field of human expression, human endeavor, and what it means to be a free, sovereign individual. So what I've done is really expand Reiki to its largest possible context. I really have been working to reframe Reiki and the path to Reiki Master really as a path to self-realization, because it is. It's nothing less than that. And when we put it in that big context, it's extremely fulfilling. It's extremely liberating, both for me as the teacher and for the student and the practitioner. So there's nothing missing in this experience. It really gives me the opportunity to go into all aspects of spiritual development, psychology, liberation, abundance, energy work. And that's because I'm just interested in what's true. I'm interested in my own potential. And I've always had a very strong burning desire to find out what my potential is and how things work. And I've been able to put all of that in the context of Reiki. And if you're interested in learning Reiki, or if you're already working with Reiki, you can join me. So I have a complete Reiki Master system. You can have a look in the link below. We put everything inside a community. So these are not just dry courses. These are people interacting with each other, getting support, asking questions. So we have a live, living community of people learning. So you can come in. I'll teach you everything I know about Reiki, all the way to Reiki Master. You can jump in at any level and take it as far as you want to go. Check out the link in the description and see if that's interesting for you. Now, what I also promised to talk about a little bit was what it means to be a Reiki Master, what it means to be a Reiki teacher, and how easy that is, or how difficult that is, and what's required. So let's see if that's something for you. So what I teach my Reiki Master students when they come to me or online is that there's no end point to this. There's no point where you say, oh, I finally made it and now I'm fully there. I am a 100% perfected Reiki Master teacher. It doesn't exist. It's the same with parenting. You know, you could have a child, your first child or your third child, or you could be any age with whatever life experience, and you just got to get on with it. There's no ultimate point where you're now ready to be a parent, where someone tells you. So we have to realize that we're all works in progress. We're all aiming to become better, more open, more loving, more connected. If you're listening to this, you're obviously a spiritual person. If you got this far in this video, you're a spiritual being who is interested in truth. And yes, we all carry shadow. Yes, we've got to work on ourselves. And the likelihood is that that'll be the case up until the moment that we die. So in terms then of teaching Reiki, if you have a strong desire to do this, then my feeling is that intuition, that desire is an authentic response that comes from within and absolutely can be followed. And if you know yourself to be on a path of development where you're prepared to look at yourself, you're prepared to take yourself on, then you can trust yourself. You can trust that, okay, I might not be perfect, but I'm going to do this the best way that I can, that I'm going to do this in the most authentic way that I can. And that is the place where you can start teaching. And you don't have to start giving groups all at once. That was kind of a very peculiar experience that I had. I was invited to teach, and all of a sudden we were touring the Netherlands and Belgium, giving groups 20, 30 people. It was a bit crazy, but what I would advise anybody is just to start with your direct environment. Start with people that you know and trust, that you can just be very simple with, your friends, in your family, your loved ones. You can start teaching them. And then that'll give you confidence and you can grow with this. And there's no way that someone else can tell you when you're ready. It just doesn't make sense, because so many people are doing all kinds of spiritual practice. They're doing all kinds of emotional body work, meditation, mindfulness. They are, and they might have been on a spiritual path for 10, 20 years. So people are going to come at this from different levels of development. And, yes, if you work with me, you get a Reiki certificate. Absolutely. That's part of it. But, there's no guarantee in any of this. There are spiritual teachers out there in all kinds of formats, teaching all kinds of things. And not just Reiki, the meditation, spiritual liberation, And I've been in the spiritual world for a really long time. I've seen a lot of different spiritual teachers and a lot of different spiritual communities. There's no guarantee for anybody. You have a lot of charismatic people out there that look amazing or have an amazing website or tell you what you want to hear. Doesn't necessarily mean that they have a strong moral integrity. What's important is that we're works in progress, and you follow your intuition on this. There is no, whatever you Google, right? People say, oh, there needs to be this time between Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, or you need to do this before you can do Reiki Master. The only person that can tell you that you're on your path, really, any true and meaningful way, is you. So the more you know yourself, the more you trust yourself, the easier it will be for you to recognize, okay, now I'm ready to do something like start teaching or become a Reiki Master or join the path to Reiki Master. So I can waffle on about this for hours because I find it interesting. But if you stayed with me to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a comment. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. And if you're interested in learning Reiki with me, any level, any experience, look in the description below and you can join our community and you can get started today. All right. Thank you so much.